anymore. And we would go to these villages of just Arab people living in these villages, and the settlers will come. You have to be a fanatical fucking asshole to move from California to an Arab village in Palestine and set up a goddamn tractor trailer and just live on top of their home. And they can have giant machine guns. They can firebomb you. They can shoot you. They can beat you up. They're protected by the state. You can go with a tractor trailer, set up a home. The state immediately runs a water line, a power line, and a military outpost to protect you. And the Arabs are just sitting there waiting to get killed or attacked. It's absolutely insane. And the way home demolitions work are insane too, because like they either deliver a piece of paper with a rock over it, and they're like, here, if you find it, good for you, and if you don't, then you're screwed. And that's if you're lucky. If you're not lucky, your home will be invaded by settlers, and you'll be forced out of your home. There's videos of this all over the internet of like groups of settlers going and literally taking over Arabs' homes, and then they just are forced out. It's crazy, man. It's completely way crazier than I ever could have
imagined. Shalom. First and foremost, before I begin, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahushua Ba'ashem, Ruach HaKodesh, the bonds of the apostles, the bonds of the elders, a great millstone rule well taught us truth. Much respect to you brothers out there, just preaching his word in truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of earth. Tabernacle David, hopeful elect, and the speckled bird, I want to say shalom. So I have like two videos that I want to show. Got one right here with Henry Ford. Pretty much the truth is coming out about that. I remember, I don't know if I did a lesson on it. I probably did do a lesson on it. Pretty much seeing this again, bringing back remembrance. Matter of fact, I'm going to get the scripture real quick, because the Lord is having Esau, Edom, expose his own people. All right, they're seeing the wickedness of their own people, and all praises unto Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. That's just more confirmation through the Spirit. Because a lot of times our people won't listen to us, but they'll listen to an Edomite when they say, let's get this real quick. Psalm 64 and verse 8. So shall they make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away. Slaki, all that see them shall flee away. And pretty much that's the work of the Lord, having our enemies expose themselves, expose their plans. All right. And it's, once again, it's beautiful, and it's more confirmation of the Spirit. Not that we need it, because the Lord gives us this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. But for the 2/3 and some of our people out there, or it may be some as new to this walk, when they hear Edomite confirm what we say, it just brings more confirmation. All right. So this man, Henry Ford, what he do? Spend like millions of dollars of his own money to expose his own people, to say that these issues are not the people, and that's the Spirit as well. If I'm not mistaken, Apostle Tahora did a video earlier today on, just roughly paraphrasing, on how he titled the video, the more they speak, the more that they expose that they are not the people. And it's the truth, because they don't follow the law, statutes, commandments. They over here eating kosher pork and following the Talmud. It's just a whole bunch of madness that comes with these people. And this video that I have right here, they're spoiling, which is all through prophecy. This man has been given the blessing of the sword, so he's using it up. In this video, it really, really sheds light. And she was only there for a whole month, if I wasn't mistaken. A whole month, and she saw all that wickedness that Esau, Edom, them issues, those big noses are doing unto the people round about. Now we understand that land belongs to us. And the Lord is pretty much gathering up the nations to fight in the valley of Yahweh Shaphat, the Lord's judgment. And the scriptures also speak of the least of the flock shall draw them out. So it's being exposed that they're not the people, that they're hiding under this umbrella that they are the people, while doing all types of wickedness, trying to make the people feel sorry for them. But they're being exposed that they are the wicked, that the Bible speaks of. And eventually all these other nations are going to gear up because Babylon the Great is funding them. Right? Because, hey, shoot, they rule over Babylon the Great. But Babylon the Great is funding them. And Babylon is going to be drawn into this war. And Babylon is going to be wiped off the map, man. And that's all praises and glory on to Yahweh Bashim El Shai, man. So it's beautiful. Let's get some more scriptures. And like I said, I'll go ahead and play the videos after I get some scriptures. Also saw this video earlier today, as well as one of the brothers had posted up, pretty much a chariot in the sky as well. Lord willing, I'll play this video as well. Beautiful, beautiful times that we in. But let's go ahead and get some more scriptures and we'll go ahead and play these videos and close out. Psalm 64 and verse 7. But power, because as you read above, these damn Edomites, man, they shooting at the perfect. They're trying to, this man is a false accuser. As King David, just roughly paraphrasing the scripture, protect me, Lord. From the wicked, man. Matter of fact, I may just have to read it. As he said in Psalm 64 and verse 2, hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity, who whet their tongue like a sword and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words, that they may shoot in secret at the perfect, and suddenly they shoot at him and fear not. And that's the MO of Esau Edom, man. He's making plans to go against the Israelites. He can't bring up no charges on us, for real. We're not militant. We're just out here preaching the word, because the warfare of us is not carnal. All right, we're spiritual men. That's what the Lord called us to do. So this man has to come up with some bull crap to come up against the men of the Lord. And so we praying to the Lord, and that's why we make these epistles, for the Lord to protect us, to hide us from these damn demons. All right. So let's jump down to verse 7. But power shall shoot at them with an arrow, and suddenly they shall be wounded. Eventually what the Lord going to do, he going to send them nuclear missiles at them, man. It's going to be beautiful. Our land's going to get cleansed. And Babylon the Great is going to be wiped off the map. So they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away, and all the men shall fear and declare the work of power. They shall wisely consider of his doing. You see, they're going to see that evil demon-like power. They're going to know that was the hand of the Lord. And as we read right here, I love this right here, verse 10, the righteous shall be glad in the Lord Yahweh Bashim El Shai. They shall trust in him, and all the upright in heart shall glory. You see that? We're going to glorify the name of Yahweh Bashim El Shai in that day. Why? Because the Lord had fought for us and took down our enemies. Then the Lord say, vengeance is mine. That don't get it twisted. The men of the Lord are also in these last days and in the midst of Jacob's trouble are going to get that spiritual power. The Lord going to lift up that standard. But that's also due to vengeance of the Lord. All right. And, this is just another reason why we getting on these other camps for moving carnally, trying to take matters in their own hands. Scriptures speak of, we got to wait upon the Lord until he rises up for the prey. That's our job, man. All right. Let's get this in Revelation 2 and verse 9. I know thy works in tribulation and poverty, but thou art rich. Esau, Edom, you rich. You go into the history of the dukes of Edom. As you read in the book of Genesis, the dukes of Edom, how they were filthy rich. They was filthy rich, man. And that's the Lord showing you balance, man. Here it is. The Lord hates this man, but he has put him up on a high tower, man. And eventually that tower is going to fall down And we're going to be on the high tower, man. And our high tower is never going to fall. All right? Hey, that's just how the Lord deals, man. The Lord is just. He let all the heathens rule. Okay? Our rulership is coming again, and we're going to reign and rule forever and forever. Let's see. And I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan. You see? It's being exposed more and more that they are not the people, but the synagogue of Satan. And they're hiding under the cover that they're the people of the Lord while doing mischief and wickedness at the same time. All right. Just like Henry Ford had exposed. It's no coincidence that, later on, as you'll see in the video, Lord, when I put it in here, that they took out his books, man. Try to erase it. But it's all good. It's all good. Because the Lord sees how you move it, man. It's Isaiah 33 and verse 1. All right, because when you watch this video, you see all the wickedness. Once again, yeah, they heathens. Yeah, they had a part in taking us down. But they're going to have to pay for that, man. These Edomites, they're going to have to pay for all the horrible and atrocities that they have done to the people of the world. Not just Jake, but unto the other nations, and all this pollution and this wine that he had the other nations to drink. He got paid for that. All right. He's being made an example, just like these other false Israelite camps that are out here moving carnally. He's being made as an example of how not to reign and rule. Isaiah 33 and verse 1, woe mean destruction to thee that spoilest, and thou was not spoiled, and dealest treacherously, and they dealt not treacherously with thee. When thou cease to spoil, thou shalt be spoiled. When thou shalt make an end to dealing treacherously, they shall deal treacherously with thee. And that's going to happen, man. The Lord is about balance. A false balance is abomination unto Yahweh Shemel Shah. So recompense is coming upon your head, especially you, Amalek. All right. Psalms 37, verse 12. The wicked plotteth against the just and gnasheth upon him with his teeth. You see, they done this. Here it is. They're at war. And you got them coming out reports that the Israelites, all right, so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, the true Israelites, speckled birds, the true Israelites are their biggest problem. Come on, man. That's because you know who the true biblical people are. All right. Let's see. The Lord, let me see. Gnash upon him with his teeth. Verse 13. The Lord Yahweh Shemel Shai shall laugh in him, for he seeth that his day is coming. You see, hey, this is a time to be rejoicing, man. We see these heathens at war, especially Amalek. We see them at war. Man, this is a time to be rejoicing. Because we know their end is at hand, man. Hey, just be laughing. No matter what happens, just be laughing, man. You know, no, sometimes it may be easier said than done, but hey, our enemies is going to go down very, very soon. The wicked have drawn out the sword and have bent their bow to cast down the poor and needy. You see, that's what they done, even unto these other nations. Now, we understand Jake is scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. So he's still persecuting Jake, even though if they may look like the other nations. He's still persecuting Jake. He's persecuting the whole world, man. This man has to pay for that. All right? This man has to pay for that. Says he coming with the, cure for stuff, but he's the one that's making the plagues. Come on, man. Come on, man. Let's see. Poor needy to slay such as be of right conversation, especially the men of the Lord. All we doing is preaching the word and rebuking you, and you can't take the fire. You can't take the heat. You the wicked. Just tell the world that you the wicked. But you showing the world with your actions that you are the wicked. Their sword shall enter into their own heart. You see, the Lord going to use their bows, their nuclear missiles against themselves. Their bows shall be broken. Your power is going to be broken, man. I love this right here, verse 16. The little that a righteous man have is better than the riches of many wicked. You see, the little that we have is more glorious and gracious and more precious than what the wicked has, because the wicked has gotten these riches by deceit. It's all good. The Lord is going to translate those riches back into our hands. For the arm of the wicked shall be broken, and the Lord upholdeth the righteous. You see, our enemies are going to be broken down. And the Lord is going to give us honor in due time. The Lord Yahweh Shemiel Shah knoweth the days of the upright, and their inheritance shall be forever. They shall not be ashamed in the evil time, and in the days of famine they shall be satisfied. But the wicked shall perish, and the enemies of the Lord Yahweh Shemiel Shah shall be as the fat of lambs. They shall consume into smoke, and they shall consume away. So the Lord is showing you a distinction. The righteous, the just, are going to be taken care of. We're going to be satisfied in the day of trouble. Lord going to lift up their standard. But the wicked, they're going to be turned into ashes, man. They're going to be turned into ashes, man. That's judgment. That's balance. And it must happen. Let's get these last scriptures, and I'll go ahead and play these videos. Habakkuk 2 and verse 8, because thou hast spoiled many nations, as Lord willing, you'll watch this video. All the remnant of the people shall spoil thee. You see, you're going to be spoiled because of men's blood, and for violence in the land and the city and all that dwell therein. Woe to him that coveteth in evil covetousness to his house, that he may set his nest on high, that he may be delivered from the power of evil. That has consulted shame to thy house by cutting off many people, and has sinned against thy soul. You see, that's this man's MO, giving the blessing of the sword. He has cut off many people, and he has touched the apple of the Lord's eye. So, man, he got to pay for that. For the stone shall cry out of the wall, and the beam out of the timber shall answer it. Woe unto him that buildeth a town with blood, and establish a city by iniquity. You see, and that's what this man has done. You know, as you, Lord willing, you watch this video, you know, that's what they're doing. They're taking people's houses, taking people's homes. You know, some of these big noses that were born here in Babylon the Great, they'll go over there. If I'm not mistaken, that's what she said. They go over there to Israel, and hey, they be making camp upon people's land. Now, once again, it's not their land. It's not the heathens' land. It's our land, but you know, they are living over there. They are farming over there. And this man is just taking upon his own self, just, you know, to do whatever he wants to do. So he got paid for that. You know, he's over there treating our heathens bad. You know, hey, that's our job, man. You know, we supposed to rule with a rod of iron, man. This man's rulerships is out of order. It's out of whack. You know, this man got to be taken out. All right, so Lord willing to edify, I want to give all praises going on to Yahweh Bashem El Shah, Bashem Kargadash. Lord willing, it's an edifying lesson. And Lord willing, I have put these videos after this. Shalom.
Remarks. I think it was less about what he didn't say than what he did say. What he didn't say was restraint. Again, raising the specter or the possibility that we may be looking at a more significant escalation, possibly in the form of a ground attack, as so many have been speculating in these last couple of days, about troop and military hardware movement, Anderson.
Did you know that Henry Ford from Ford Motor Company spent millions of dollars, assembled a crew of people to produce a 4-volume work entitled The International Jew that was released in 1923 and subsequently has been banned and whitewashed from the record. Check it out.
Henry Ford, founder of the Ford Motor Company, assembled a staff of experts to research the origin of European Jews who had been entering America in large numbers since the 1880s. Ford's research cost him several millions of dollars, and in 1923, he published the results in a 4-volume work titled The International Jew. It was Henry Ford's conclusion that the Jews were not descendants of the biblical Israelites. Ford further proved that these Jews, committing all sorts of crimes while under the cover of being called chosen people of the Bible, were rapidly taking economic and political control of America. Henry Ford also claimed that the Jews had secretly gained control of most Protestant seminaries and Christian book publishing houses and had been able to remove almost all criticism of Jews from Christian literature. In summing up his findings, Henry Ford stated, "The Jews are not the chosen people, though practically the entire church has succumbed to the propaganda which declares them to be so." Ford's book caused a major uproar for a few years, but soon disappeared from colleges, universities, and public libraries, and became unobtainable at any price.
And stuff. After being there, man, holy shit, I feel like people have no idea I didn't even know what the hell was going on until I went to Palestine and saw how crazy it was. But
what
man,
is it like? Give me your thoughts and your
So
experience.
everyone mistakenly thinks that Hamas like controls Palestine. That's not true at all. There's 3 different areas that were drawn up with the original partition. It's the West Bank, which is totally under military rule by Israel, and then there's the Gaza Strip, which is like the open air prison, which they bomb the shit out of like every couple of years, and Hamas controls that area. And then there's Jerusalem, which is an international city center that both Arabs and Jews live in. But the West Bank has been occupied militarily since 1967, and it's complete martial law. There's checkpoints. All political parties are illegal. You can't... Having a gun is like the least of it. You can't hold a flag. You can't belong to a political party. You literally can't do shit if you're a Palestinian. You just have to sit there and submit. And even if you share a photo of someone who was like killed by an Israeli soldier, you go to jail, and you go to jail for the amount of like months that,
What?
Yeah, based on the shares and likes of the photo, they'll penalize you more and put you in prison for longer and longer. I mean, I'll just tell you one story.
If you put a photo on social media, like you put
Of someone
on
who
Facebook,
died, and they'll be like, "You're sharing a martyr and inciting people to like commit suicide, like on behalf of Palestinians. You go to jail," and they put them in jail. There's 99.7% conviction rate. Kids are tortured. Kids are in prison. It is absolutely insane. We went to the first day that we were there. We went to a funeral of some guy, some farmer who was shot by Israeli forces, and we went to the funeral. It was horrible. You know, all the women are wailing and crying, and as we're leaving, the Israeli forces had set up a checkpoint right outside of this dude's house and started tear gassing and shooting rubber bullets like at people who were simply attending the funeral, just to punish people for attending the funeral. We went to another girl's house named Aya, who got shot in the vagina for peacefully protesting at some protest, and they shot 200 people that day. One guy next to her died, another guy was paralyzed. They have a policy called shoot to cripple, where they shoot guys in the dicks. Yeah. Oh, it is fucking nuts, man. The West Bank is no joke. I thought that I was going to die several times. We were at this checkpoint going through Calandia, and there was this old man walking, like clearly drunk or something, and kind of like walking a little bit toward the checkpoint. They started shooting at him. Bullets are ricocheting off the thing. And my partner Mike, who was an invading soldier of Iraq, was just like, "We're gonna die. Like, they're shooting this guy. There's bullets ricocheting." It was absolutely insane. And as we go through the checkpoint, the soldier's like, "Hey, stay safe out there." And I was like, "Yeah, when you guys are arbitrarily shooting people." And the person who was driving us had just told us that a couple months prior to that, some woman, Palestinian woman, because you can't go to Jerusalem. Like, if you're Palestinian, there's like barely any Palestinians who are even allowed to go pray at the most holy site, the Dome of the Rock in Jerusalem. You can't go to the beach. You're just completely constricted in a prison, and you can't travel. And he was just telling us that months before we went through this checkpoint, someone was going through the checkpoint because they got a permit to go into Jerusalem, which is like a lifetime golden ticket, like Willy Wonka. And they're walking, and she just got executed. And then...
What?
Yeah, she just got executed, and she was bleeding out at this checkpoint, and her little brother tried to help her, and they shot him too. And they're like hiding the video of this.
Why
And this is just a
shoot her?
day... Because they fucking hate Palestinians, and Palestinians are animals to these people. It's sick, man. It's sick. It's really, really sick, Joe. And I couldn't even get into Gaza. We were banned from going into this territory because I was told by the Israeli government that I was a propagandist and that I was like an enemy agent, and so I wasn't allowed to go into Gaza. So Gaza's hell, but the West Bank is under martial law and everything's illegal and you can't do a goddamn thing. And it's super cool. Like, we went to this place called Ramallah that was just like Oakland, where they're smoking weed. There's like openly gay people there. Like, it's just completely different than what people think of Palestine, you know?
People think of it as just a bunch of people with turbans on blowing themselves
And
up.
Hamas is like, yo, you elected Hamas. And like, well, Hamas doesn't want Israel to exist. It's like, well, actually, Hamas is controlling this one area for a reason, because it was built as this surplus when Israel was created. Millions of refugees were put miles away from the homes that they were ethnically cleansed from and put into refugee camps in Gaza. And when the Israeli military wanted more and more land, by the way, all settlements in Israel are illegal. All of them are illegal in the West Bank, but they just keep creating more and more and more. And we would go to these villages of just Arab people living in these villages, and the settlers will come. You have to be a fanatical fucking asshole to move from California to an Arab village in Palestine and set up a goddamn tractor trailer and just live on top of their home. And they can have giant machine guns. They can firebomb you. They can shoot you. They can beat you up. They're protected by the state. You can go with a tractor trailer, set up a home. The state immediately runs a water line, a power line, and a military outpost to protect you. And the Arabs are just sitting there waiting to get killed or attacked. It's absolutely insane. And the way home demolitions work are insane too, because like, they either deliver a piece of paper with a rock over it, and they're like, here, if you find it, good for you, and if you don't, then you're screwed. And that's if you're lucky. If you're not lucky, your home will be invaded by settlers, and you'll be forced out of your home. There's videos of this all over the internet of like groups of settlers going and literally taking over Arabs' homes, and then they just are forced out. It's crazy, man. It's completely way crazier than I ever could have imagined.
How long were you over there for?
A month.
Whoa.
Yeah. Yeah. And we were simply, and people want to quabble about like, oh, it's not apartheid. There are different fucking license plates for Arabs and Jews. Like, you cannot go to areas. Like, Israeli soldiers will arbitrarily set up checkpoints and just shut you out of your neighborhood and force you to walk 3 miles to your home. Like, they can do whatever they want because you are under martial law. And you have no mobility, like you have no freedom. So it's really bad. And we just did a whole series on the Empire Files talking about how Israel was created up until today. And we go over like the settlements, the demolitions, the jail, and why I think there's no hope from within Israeli society to change. Because it's becoming a more theocratic state and a more fascist state as it grows. Because you have to be to maintain this Jewish supremacist state. You have to be like more fascist and more controlling and more militaristic in the way that you rule society, just like the US. I mean, people who were considered outlier fringe assholes 30 years ago are now like the Christian evangelicals are now in power. It's really, really crazy. I mean, it's not the same because Israel is a white nationalist, like ethno-supremacist state. And you see the way that they treat Ethiopians and Israelis. It seems like a lot of Israelis, well, think about this. In order to really reject the notion, like it's like rejecting being an American. It's like such a hard thing for people to really accept and stuff. After